What's going on? This is Travis from Expert Advisor Reviews, your #1 source for being able to find the best expert advisors on the MQL5 market. What we're going to end up doing in this video is that we're going to end up taking a look at the Advanced Gold EA that is set and out on the MQL5 market right now. Very high riser from a producer that has produced a lot of products that are available right now in the MQL5 market. What we're going to do is take a look at it and be able to give our unbiased opinion, being able to see if it is a hit or being able to see if it's a miss, and being able to see if it will be able to work on prop firm challenges, as once again my son loves to be able to pop inside of these overall videos. So with that being said, don't forget to subscribe. Let's make sure we go ahead and take a look at this and hit that like button if I end up providing value. But let's go ahead and get into the Advanced Gold EA. All right, here we go. So let's go ahead and take a look at the Advanced Gold Trading EA. At this particular point, then had 21 purchases this overall month. Just keep that in mind. They actually end up having 3 copies out at $2.99 as we're taking a look at this. This is December 10th, being able to take a look at it. But overall, you can be able to get it for $1.99. But let's talk about what the system actually is before being able to talk about the pricing. The strategy has been back tested from 2008 to 2022 based off of real tick data. Obviously, we know that it goes based off of gold. It's a trend trading system and only follows the overall trend to reduce the overall drawdown. It has a new filter to be able to stop the EA before high impact news. That's something that's very important when it comes down to prop firm trading, especially depending on the prop firm style that you end up having. To give you an example, FTMO has a regular account, then after that they have a swing account. With the FTMO actually regular account, they do not allow you to be able to trade during news. With the swing account, they do allow you to trade during news, but the drawback to that is that you actually end up getting less leverage. So I'm actually going to end up placing in a link for that on the description for FTMO. You can actually be able to get some actual benefits and perks because of what they end up having in their December type of deals and everything else like that. So please make sure you take a look at that. Now, with that being said, as we go through and take a look at it, obviously we'll be able to use the symbol gold. It's based off of the hour 1 time frame. It's tested from 2008. You can be able to contact the developer to be able to get the best set files. And the minimum deposit that you will end up having to be able to use is 100. The recommended deposit is 500. Obviously, it says that it's not sensitive to spread or slippage, but obviously any system, it can be susceptible to slippage depending on high impact news or anything else like that. And from the photos, I actually end up showing that it has a type of smart trading and a stop trading time. Obviously, that's with any type of system. You can be able to dictate the time that the system is trading and the system is not trading to allow you to be able to have a lot more peak performance and being able to go from there. So with that being said, there's a lot of reviews that's on here. Most of the reviews have been very good. There are some messages that says that, hey, the guy's a genius, and after that, there's some that says that there's a couple setting errors that has to be fixed. But obviously, I'm pretty sure that the developer has went through and took a look at those overall, in which we'll end up giving our own opinion when we end up taking a look at it. But has a 4.36 stars on MQL5, which is actually pretty good. So now with that being said, let's go ahead and take a look at the overall demo and let's see if it is a hit or a miss. Oh, sorry for interrupting the overall video. Hopefully you are liking it. If you do, please make sure that you end up clicking on that like and subscribe button. But I have to be able to say something because I'm very excited about it. The Boss EA is out. Once again, the Boss EA is out and it's on the MQL5 marketplace. And if you took a look at some of our previous videos, you end up seeing how this system has been able to generate a lot of profit for me and all of our Discord members. If you're interested in being able to download it, possibly be able to purchase it because it's at its launch price right now, please make sure that you end up clicking on the link, and please make sure that you end up taking a look at the video that is inserted when it comes down to this overall tag. But with that being said, let's go ahead and get back into the video. As we open up the parameters, what I'm seeing is that there's a lot of different options that you can be able to use for this overall Advanced Gold Trading EA. We take a look at it. It has a manual and obviously EA type of trading system in which it allows you to be able to place in manual orders. And if I'm guessing if this is set to true, then that means that it will trade it based off of the overall rules that are set when it comes down to the system, which is good. Has a dynamic step start, has a step multiplier, volume multiplier, max volume, and take profit points. I'm guessing that's all for your overall profits, take profit system. Then after that, I have the money management parameter that includes the overall lot size. You can be able to do fixed lots. I'm guessing you can be able to do auto lot by balance, in which any system that is worth its gold should always have an auto lot feature that allows you to be able to stay away from being able to guess on how much your leverage should be based off of, or how much your trading size should be based off of your overall account size and the stop loss and the risk percentage that you're placing on the account. I have the hard stop loss, have the reduction loss, I have the average take profit pips at the reduction and going from there. And then after that, I have the time management feature. This is something that's very important when it comes down to prop firm challenges. Being able to talk about the starting time of each and every code or each and every pair. It has 3 different ones, so I'm guessing it has 3 different pairs that it can be able to trade based off of. As a recovery mode and parameters, or recovery mode parameter based off of, I'm guessing when you're in drawdown and being able to recover a loss to be able to go from there. So I'm kind of, it's saying that it's a trend-based system, so I don't know if that may end up being kind of like a grid-like type of function, but we'll take a look at that overall. It has panel information up top, and then after that, it has the symbol list that you can be able to take a look at when it comes down to news. Now, news is very important when it comes down to any EA, but especially EAs that are trying to be able to pass prop firm challenges, because with certain prop firms, they won't allow you to be able to trade during news. So by being able to have this set to be true, you can be able to have like the high impact news that'll stop at 90 minutes before and 90 minutes afterwards. So you're clear from not being able to trade in that section. Medium impact news is 30 minutes before, and low impact news is 60 minutes before. So that's good to be able to see. Now, with that being said, we're going to go ahead and click on that play video. On the left-hand side, you're going to end up seeing the actual graph. On the right-hand side, you're going to end up seeing the actual results. So let's go ahead and get into it. Let's go ahead and play it and kind of go from there. I'm going to stop and take a look at the overall screen, because we always take a look at that first. When you take a look at the overall screen that you end up seeing on the right-hand side, obviously, you end up having a very nice looking display panel with the overall account name, account number, the brokerage that you're using, current profit, your equity balance, your profit information, being able to place in new orders, close orders, and then after that going in the guard mode, in which I'm very curious to be able to see what that actually is. The one thing that I actually do notice, in which is actually very cool to be able to look at, is that we can see that if we move this over to the far right, that it shows us what the profit actually is in this case. So you got 56 cents being made on each and every one of these as of yet, when it comes down to that, which is very cool. But with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and let it play. So a couple things to note while you're actually going through and taking a look at this. There's a 15-minute parameter, in which is trading and having entries based off of. There's a daily parameter, obviously, and being able to take a look at that. There's a weekly parameter that the system is taking trades off of, and a monthly parameter. So this is being able to take a look at everything that is happening within this overall system, and being able to take multiple entries based off of the overall parameter and the entry settings based off of the system. And we are back. The back testing is actually done. I had to speed it up a little bit because the back testing was a little bit slow with all the information and stuff on there. Sometimes that can end up happening. But with that being said, that's really no biggie. Let's go ahead and take a look at the overall numbers and be able to do a deep dive with that. And then after that, I give my opinions on what I think the system actually is and is it actually worth it. But when you end up taking a look at the overall numbers, it started off with a $50,000 account. Total net profit actually ended up being $3,500. Total gross profit will end up being $14,000. But ultimately, when I end up taking a look at any type of set file from any type of EA that I never that I don't create or produce, I end up looking at three things. The first thing is I take a look at the balance drawdown and being able to see what that was. That was very good at being at 2%. Then after that, the next thing that I end up looking at is the Sharpe ratio. The Sharpe ratio, the higher the number, the better chance of being able to have great profits without having to worry about large drawdowns and large losses or anything else like that based off of volatility of the number. And this is above 1, so that is good when it comes down to that overall number. So I do feel pretty good when it comes down to that. Profit factor was not above 1.5, which may end up being a negative to some people, including me, when it comes down to being able to take a look at it. But once again, I believe that the set file that will probably be provided for you when it comes down to those numbers will probably end up helping out with that overall ratio. The win percentage between between shorts and longs end up being averaged off right around 85%. That's pretty good, especially when you're looking at a system like this that has a lot of scalping type of trades and being able to get in. Speaking of trades, they actually end up taking over 6,200 trades over the course of a year, 12,000 deals when it comes down to entering and exiting. That's a little excessive, but if we take a look at the overall combined wins, overall, we end up having consecutive wins of 76, consecutive losses of 7, and then for those consecutive losses kind of built up, it was only 7 overall. So that was pretty good. The one thing that I did notice, and it kind of caught me off guard, is that we can be able to see these large volume spikes, and I'm going to take this out. We can see these large volume spikes that end up happening from right here, right there, and right here, respectively. And for some people, that can scare you off when it comes down to being able to decide on if you want to be able to use that. I actually look at this as a positive because it had a dollar cost averaging function. And that's what the DCA stands for, and a recovery function, kind of like a martingale mode, where if there is a deep drawdown when it comes down to overall trading, then the next few trades build it back up to be able to push up on that level. And that was something that we end up seeing in the video as being able to go through. So it was something that I was okay with. But now let's go ahead and talk about, is this a hit? Is this a miss? What are the things that I like about it? What are the things that I don't like about it? Overall, if I'm ranking this one, I will actually end up ranking this system a 7 out of 10. Now, 7 out of 10 is not saying that it's bad or anything else like that, because I believe that it's a great system, especially for the overall cost of $200. It's definitely worth being able to look at, being able to place in an investment and use that for your overall strategy that you want to be able to place in. The couple drawbacks that I end up seeing is one, from a paneling perspective, the overall display of the amount of money that's actually being created compared to the amount that's actually being lost. I know it's a display thing, but that kind of it kind of gets a little bothersome when you're taking a look at it overall. But you can turn that off and being able to go from there. But overall, I do like being able to see how much profit that you actually end up making once the market ends up getting in and getting out. It's just that sometimes I know for me, sometimes I can be a little bit of a clean freak when it comes down to the chart. So maybe I might use it sometimes, maybe I might not, and being able to go from there. The second thing that I did like about it is kind of going back to the paneling. I did really like how the actual display was and being able to use those functions. And there's a clickable function for manual orders and being able to place all that stuff in. It displays your overall profits, losses, and everything else like that. Now, from a functioning perspective and being able to get into trades and everything else like that, could you be able to take your money out and be able to keep your money out freely and be able to build it back up over time? The answer to that one is kind of unknown, because it's kind of really based off of the set file that the developer ends up giving out. Looking at the overall amount that was actually earned on the back test, obviously I don't think that's indicative of how the system actually ends up working. But overall, I think that this would be something that is kind of a slow gainer, something that you're going to have to be able to grow over time, which makes it kind of difficult for me to be able to say if I would use it for a prop firm challenge. I would use it for long-term growth and overall being able to grow up your account. And obviously, once you get the set files, you'll probably see a little bit different when it comes down to that. But from just taking it out of the box and being able to take a look at it from that factor, I don't know if I would use it for a prop firm challenge and being able to go from overall. Now, with that being said, it is considered to be a hit. And I would recommend it for people that are trying to go for long-term growth when it comes down to being able to build the account. But between the other EAs that we have seen, I probably would use a couple of the other EAs and feel a little bit more comfortable with those when it comes down to being able to grow overall from a prop firm challenge perspective. Now, did you like what I ended up doing, and you would like to be able to have your EAB reviewed or anything else like that, please make sure that you end up sending me a message. And in the comment section below, let me know which system that we should be able to take a look at going into our next videos upcoming. I'm very excited to be able to keep on pushing out more material and talking about other EAs that are actually put out. And if I provided value for you, like always, make sure that you end up subscribing to the channel as we go through. This was another expert advisor review on advanced gold trading, MT5. I do consider it to be a hit, and you should consider it to be a hit as well. Take a look at the overall QR code that you can be able to place in or that you can be able to click onto or scan so you can be able to purchase the EA. Like always, make sure that you end up planning your trade your plan. We'll see you in another review video.
When they roll out the main street, like the cars roll at the tornado, where it breaks at the window. So what is happening is in. And don't forget to subscribe. So let's get in and let's hit the screen.